Greetings, good people. Greetings. Happy Wednesday. It's September 20th. The year's 2023, and it's Hot Topics time. How many of y'all miss Wendy Williams? Clap if you miss Wendy Williams. Remember when she used to say that? Clap if you don't. Oh. Happy Wednesday, everybody. All right, so it's time for a quick Hot Topics video. You see Nene, you see DJ Envy, and you see Mother Monique. All right, they are on the lineup today. Nene Leakes has a new show. I don't know if you guys got the opportunity to check out her Instagram, but Nene is doing the damn thing, and I'm definitely not mad at it. DJ Envy, this is shaping up to really be a bad month for DJ Envy. His name is wrapped up and simmer and sauteed in controversy and Ponzi schemes, to be exact. All right, so we're going to touch on that. Monique, you guys know that she sued Netflix, and you guys know that she is suing CBS. Well, if you don't know, now you know. So she basically uploaded a video with her husband, Sydney, and she is suing CBS. So we're going to touch on that. Okay. All right. So before we get into those hot topics, a little bit of news you could use for all of you fake cheese eaters. All right. This is according to the New York Post. Kraft recalls 83,000 cases of American cheese slices over choking hazards. Okay. If this is what you eat, they're calling it cheese, but it's not cheese, okay? If you pay attention to the label, where does it say that this is cheese? I'll wait. Right, it doesn't, all right? So according to this article, the company, which co-headquartered in Chicago and Pittsburgh, said in a press release that there was a temporary issue developed on one of our wrapping machines, making it possible for a thin strip of the individual film may remain on the slice after the wrapper has been removed. If the film sticks to the slice and is not removed, it could be unpleasant and potentially cause a gagging or choking hazard. This is what Kraft Heinz, the company, is warning its consumers. The recall comes after 6 consumers complained that they choked or gagged on a piece of plastic wrap. No injuries or serious health issues have been reported. So never mind the fact that there's plastic on this thing that they're calling cheese. Be careful because you could choke, okay? I don't consume this whatsoever. If you do, I'm not judging you. I would strongly suggest you not because it is being marketed as cheese. But again, look at the wrapper. It's not cheese, okay? All right, so that wraps up the news that you could use. I really hope you guys be careful though, yo. Nowadays you have to read labels. You got to teach your kids to read labels. I mean, I know everybody is doing the best that they can with what they got, but just try your very best, man, because it's rough out here. It's absolutely positively rough out here. So try not to consume what you don't need to consume, if that makes sense. All right. Now let's move it on. Who's up next? Oof, DJ Envy, man. He's really having a bad past couple of months. All right. So this is according to News 12 The Bronx, directly from their website. Tri-state real estate investors become victims of a Ponzi scheme. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look and a listen so that we can find out what the heck exactly is going on. Like to hear it? Here it go.
Dozens of tri-state area investors say they were victims of a Ponzi scheme, losing 6 figures each in what they thought was a legitimate real estate deal. News 12 senior investigative reporter Walt Kane has this Kane in Your Corner investigation.
I was happy to be a part of something, especially something this big.
Stanley Acosta thought it was his chance to give his family a better life. He invested $150,000 in cash in a real estate development deal. The money was supposed to be used to flip this property in Patterson. But Stanley says,
shout out to New Jersey. Woo woo.
Almost as soon as he signed the deal, something felt wrong.
One of the biggest flags for me was he didn't count the cash. I'm giving you $150,000 in cash. You're going to want to make sure that every dollar is there.
The developer was Cesar Pena, a social media influencer who advertises real estate seminars. Stanley's contract promised in return for his $150,000 investment, he'd get $45,000 in interest, a 30% return in just 5 months. But nearly a year later, he hasn't seen any money. and says Pena has stopped returning messages.
From a financial standpoint, it's killed me completely. I've had to take out loans to pay off credit card debts.
And Stanley isn't alone. Kane in Your Corner has uncovered over a dozen lawsuits filed by people who say they invested with Pena and never got the money they were promised.
Texting him like almost every other day, like, hey, what's up with the money, Caesar? Like, I need that money, bro. Like, constantly texting him. He keeps delaying.
Our investigation finds in some cases, Pena sold investments in properties real estate records show he never owned or sold years earlier. The lawsuits already total close to $10 million, with more being filed every week.
For the last year and a half.
I know some of you are wondering, what does this have to do with DJ Envy? This is DJ Envy's real estate partner. So DJ Envy is claiming that he had no idea that Caesar was scamming these people. Mr. Flip Houses himself. Let's continue listening and watching.
Half or more, it's just been taking money in from people, and there's been no likelihood of people getting their money back.
Some of the lawsuits also mention Rashawn Casey. He's a radio personality who goes by the name DJ Envy.
Yep.
Casey often appeared with Pena at real estate seminars, but his attorney insists he's a victim too.
And DJ Envy also gave $500,000 as an investment, which he has not received back yet.
Pena's attorney declined to be interviewed, but in a letter to the court, he complains about the tactics he says some investors are using. He writes, "My clients need time to first protect their family from threats of death, rape, and physical harm. After that," he writes, "they need to make serious and complex decisions as to how to move forward and what attorney or attorneys to move forward with." As for Stanley Acosta, he just hopes he and his family get some of their money back.
If I had an opportunity to say something to Caesar and his family, it would be to just do right by the victims.
The SEC says before you invest money in any business deal, have an attorney review the contract. And beware of anyone who guarantees high profits, especially if they also say there's little to no risk involved.
That's just common damn sense, okay? So there you have it. That is DJ Envy's business partner, okay? And dozens of people have been scammed, and they want their damn money back, okay? DJ Envy, I think that you were knowledgeable. I do think that you should definitely be reprimanded. And your lawyer's going to have to prove that you had zero to no knowledge of what your business partner was doing. And I don't know. We'll see how that goes. I'm pretty sure that there'll probably be some sort of settlement or some payout or something like that. But yeah, pay these people back their money, and everybody who was involved should definitely be reprimanded and held accountable. All right. Now, moving along, speaking of feuds, no one wins when the family feuds, ladies and gentlemen. The Jasmine brand is reporting that Family Matters fans seeking answers after the cast alludes to drama with the show after Jaleel White. Why are they talking like he died? All right. So what the heck is going on? Now, over the weekend, there was a 90s con, kind of like a VidCon. So this took place in Tampa, Florida. So this was an event where lovers of all things 90s got a chance to see their favorite stars who dominated the decade, okay? Ask burning questions. They got to get up close and personal, basically, with some of their favorite 90s pop culture stars, etc. Now, although the convention left many feeling satisfied, it also shined a light on the rumored drama between Jaleel White and his Family Matters co-stars. For reasons unknown, Jaleel White, who portrayed the Winslows' nerdy neighbor Steve Urkel on the series, did not attend the event. While speaking with a reporter, members of the cast addressed Jaleel White's absence. Carl Winslow, okay, because we call our characters by their TV name, okay? Reginald Vell Johnson, we knew him as Carl Winslow on the show. He said, "I love you, Jaleel. You're wonderful. Sorry you're not here. I miss you." Harriet, the first Harriet, okay, seemingly alluded there was once bad blood with Jaleel White and said, "You know what, baby? I still love you. We grow, we learn, we change. You know what I'm saying? And we get it. We get a little more accepting of life and everything and all. And I would like to say, if you were here, I could hug you. Oh, and I could hug you, I would." Now, baby, I don't know what the static is between Harriet and Jaleel, but I remember seeing a reunion. I think it's still on YouTube if I'm not mistaken. It was like a reunion. Everyone was there with the exception of Judy. Well, listen, if you know, you know why she wasn't there. And Jaleel White wasn't there. I don't think, was Eddie there too? Anyway, it's on YouTube. If you type in Family Matters Reunion, it was uploaded a couple of years back. And I heard some whisperings and some rumblings about there being some sort of tension. So she went on, Harriet that is, went on to add, because I don't want you to hold anything either. I still love you. I still see you as that little boy that you were at 12 years old when you came to the show. Well, Miss Harriet, he is a grown man. So if you still see him as a little boy, that might be a problem, okay? And you said you still love him in spite of what? What did he do? Now, Laura, okay, she let it be known that despite what her other castmates have going on, she still has a good relationship with Jaleel. She said, I mean, he knows I talk to him, so Jaleel knows I love his crazy butt, all right? Ooh-wee, Jaleel has seemingly not yet addressed the latest remarks from his TV family, but in a 2021 interview, he claimed that he wasn't welcome by the cast. He said, I didn't see how I was stepping on anybody's toes. I was taking anybody's toes. I was taking anybody's shine. Anyway, it's very important that I say this. I was not very well welcome to the cast at all, okay? Now, he has been very vocal about trying to separate himself from his character, Steve Urkel. Okay, he didn't really do much after Family Matters. I remember he was the voice of Sonic the Hedgehog, the cartoon. I used to watch that in the morning back in the days, and he was the voice of Sonic. After that, I'm not familiar with anything that he did after that, right? And he hated the fact that people referred to him as Steve Urkel in public. I do remember June Ambrose, she's a stylist, right? I remember she had a show back in the day on VH1 where she would kind of help change the image of some of these entertainers and celebrities. Y'all remember that? And he was one of the individuals who came on the show, and she was going to give him a complete and total makeover. And he told her that he does not want anything to do with suspenders. Like, she was like, we can play on the fact that you're Steve Urkel, create a little bit of nostalgia, dress it up, make it a little bit more mature. He said absolutely not. He was very serious about it. Well, June Ambrose, she decided to incorporate some suspenders in his wardrobe, child, and he was pissed. Later on, I guess after much convincing, I remember this like it was yesterday. Later on, he, I guess he was open to the idea and he embraced it. But when I tell you that it's almost as if he hates his character, Steve Urkel, he absolutely hates it. Okay. So he went on to say in this interview years ago, he said, and I don't need to rehash that with the adults over and over again. They know what it is. Okay. The latest comments from the Family Matters bunch left many wondering when their drama initially started. So a lot of people on social media, specifically Twitter, now known as X, they shared their thoughts. Someone typed LMAO, I need the tea. An older black lady is wrong when she talks in that cadence. Very, very funny. Someone else said, y'all should check out the reunion they did. Jaleel White goes into detail how they literally effed up his childhood. He doesn't F with any of them, especially Harriet. Now, the only thing that I can remember is, and a lot of people on social media, they were posting this. You guys remember the show Perfect Strangers? What's his name? Balky, and what's the other one name? Balky was the cousin, and I can't remember the other guy, the American cousin. Anywho, she was on Perfect Strangers. Harriet, she was the elevator operator in Perfect Strangers, and Family Matters is a spinoff of Perfect Strangers. What was supposed to transpire was Harriet was supposed to get her own spinoff and her own show, Family Matters. Well, they didn't expect Steve Urkel's character to be widely received and very well liked by the public. And when that happened, apparently the writers, editors, producers, and so on, and creators, they kind of shifted the dynamic of the show to center around Steve Urkel. Him being as young as he is, what does he know, right? So this created tension on set. So it's coming across as if Harriet was upset because the limelight was supposed to be on her, it was supposed to be her show, her spinoff, but now it's centered around this nerdy neighbor, this kid. I blame production, and I blame the writers and the creators, because what people do in the industry, what these production companies in the music business, movies, they will play two ends against the middle. So what they'll do is they'll pump Steve Urkel up. You know, he's the star of the show. He's the breadwinner, the moneymaker, right? He's bringing in all, he had merch, everything. They're going to make him feel comfortable. So they're going to tell him things. You're the star. We created this for you. Harriet doesn't really like you, but keep that between us. Probably going back and telling Harriet something about Steve Urkel. I'm almost certain that there was somebody playing two ends against the middle, which caused people to start acting differently toward one another, which tensions grew. People got annoyed. People felt entitled. They had to deal with immaturity. And boom, here you are. Okay, here we are. So this pretty much goes into everyone else's comments and thoughts and opinions. What are your thoughts about this Family Matters feud? Here's the thing. When asked about Steve Urkel, Jaleel White, why can't y'all just be like, oh, we love Jaleel, wish you were here, and switch the subject? Y'all not tired of talking about this? Jaleel White said that he is tired of hashing this out and talking about it. So just don't talk about it anymore. If no one's going to be straightforward and honest and tell the truth, then just leave it alone, right? All right, anyway, moving along. Let me ask y'all a question. What if I came up to you with a microphone and asked you about your bladder? You would look at me like I was bat-ish crazy, right? Now, what if Nene Leakes came up to you with a microphone and asked you about your bladder? How would you feel? What am I talking about? Nene Leakes has a new show. It's apparently on TikTok, and it is called Leakes on Leaks. Leakes, her last name, Leakes on Leaks, aka bladder incontinence. Yikes. So this is Nene Leakes' new venture. And listen, if the bag is calling, then it is what it is. Let's take a look and a listen to Nene.
Who doesn't? Oh my God, I love it. Hi, you guys. Welcome back to my channel. I'm here today with Leakes on Leaks Street Patrol, sponsored by Poise. Question for you. How many women do you think experience bladder leakage?
I think majority of women.
Good answer.
All right. So Poise is pretty much a adult type of pad, type of diaper, type of pad for people who have weak bladders, pretty much, okay? You tinkle a little bit when you laugh a little bit too hard. Bam, you have Poise pads, not necessarily for your menstrual cycle, but for bladder incontinence. It's something that people experience more often than not, okay? So this is her new venture. So this is what she's got going on. And listen, if she likes it, I love it. Nene Leakes has bills to pay, and she has to do what she has to do. Now, I'm pretty sure that the bag was pretty good, because Nene Leakes ain't just doing anything, all right? So I wish Nene nothing but the best. I would like to see her. So she's opening this up right here on TV. I would like to see her back on television, but I understand her not wanting to be back on TV right now, right away. I mean, if the bag ain't right, then she's not going to go, right? Did you guys get an opportunity to see her interview recently with Carlos King? It's a 2-part interview, and I think she did an amazing job. But I'm just ready to see Nene get back into a space where she has something solid of her own, okay? I mean, these little projects, I'm not downgrading what she's doing, but these little projects, it is good to keep her name circulating in the algorithm, getting familiar with a newer audience and kind of separating herself from Housewives of Atlanta. But I would not mind seeing Nene have a show, a reality show, kind of like a vlog style reality show. I wouldn't be against that whatsoever. You know, she definitely needs to be on TV. She's hilarious. She's fun. And Nene gets it. She absolutely, positively gets it. All right, who is up next? All right, my loves, are you ready for Monique and Uncle Sydney? Okay, listen, Monique wants you guys, she wants you guys to support her. And she wants you guys to know that if we stick together, we can get more done. Let's take a listen to Uncle Sidney and Auntie Monique. Like to hear it? Here it go.
Sweet babies, I'm Monique.
And
Hi.
I'm Sidney.
And we're coming to y'all today to let you know we're standing with all the unions that are striking right now.
Right.
And we have a story that we must share of our own with the community. Countess Vaughn and I did a show called The Parkers. The Parkers has now been on air for 24 years. And they're trying to convince us through our ownership of the show that we made absolutely no money.
And it's baffling, being that when you have a conversation with the executive producers and they allude to the fact that the show in its entirety, 5 years, was made for under $70 million. It went out of production in 2004, but by 2009, we see profit participation statements that show the program made over $700 million, but yet was in a close to $1 billion, if not $1 billion deficit.
So what we're asking you, CBS, is can you please treat these two black women fairly? When our brother Dave Chappelle, who ironically had a deal with CBS, said he signed a deal out of desperation and it was a bad deal, they were able to go back and do the right thing. And they made that deal fair and they paid Dave Chappelle what he rightfully deserved. What we're asking you, CBS, don't pay us any more, but don't pay us any less.
Right on.
And the reason why we're having this conversation out loud for the community to hear is this. We see the numbers and they still don't want to pay. What will happen to you when you don't even know the numbers exist?
So we're asking you, and when we say community, we mean community as in the ones that's fighting for equality. Will you stand with us?
Well, there you have it. Now, listen, I know y'all can say a lot about Monique. You know, a lot of people have criticisms about her. But let me tell you something. As it pertains to fair pay, Monique was definitely ahead of the curve because a lot of people in entertainment, they're now seeing and understanding, hey, this contract does not benefit me. What's T? Nene Leakes recently called out, CBS executives over at Bravo, etc., and you guys called her crazy. Now there are other housewives and other reality TV shows that are calling out a lot of these production companies and entertainment companies. So I guess it takes a group of non-black women to band together in protest for people to listen. Because when black women, specifically Nene Leakes and Monique, speak about it, what ends up happening is some people tend to overlook what it is that they're protesting. And they basically say, no, their personality is this. Well, when it was all good then, you didn't have a problem with it, as if they deserve to be underpaid and ill-treated. So shout out to Monique for doing her thing. I'm pretty sure that she will definitely make some headway. Her and her husband look absolutely amazing, okay, in the video. Go ahead, auntie and uncle. Do your thing. All right, now before I get out of here, Countess Vaughn, she posted to her Instagram pretty much co-signing what Monique said. So let's take a look and a listen to Miss Countess Vaughn. Like to hear it? Here you go.
Trip me out, always saying something like, we lying, it's not true. Yes, give us our money. You would be mad if you worked all weekend when it's time to get your check. They go, oh, the last other check said should cover it. We paid you already. No, but did you give me for my services now, today? All the days that you have played our episodes. Pay that. It's not fair. People trip.
Exactly. So basically, they're not getting any residual incomes from any of these streaming services. Their shows are still being streamed. People are binge watching. You see people in the comments saying that they wear the shows out. The Parkers 227. They still watch Moesha. All of these shows are on streaming services, and their image, their likeness, and their hard work is being viewed by millions of people. And what sort of compensation are these people getting? Absolutely none. So like Monique said, listen, don't pay us any more, but don't pay us any less either. Okay. Don't shortchange talent. Why would you do that? That's why there's a damn writer's strike right now, because these writers, they're not being treated fairly by the union. Okay. And listen, people have to eat out here. The cost of living is going up. People are out here breaking their necks, working hard, and they want to be fairly compensated. I don't know if you guys heard, but recently, I forgot the name of the actual trucking company. I think it's called Yellow. The trucking company's name is Yellow. This one man, this man, rightfully so, spazzed out after working for the company for over 30 years. He was told he ain't got no pension. Excuse me? And then the managers had the audacity to tell him to calm down. Calm down. This man broke his neck, broke his back, put in 30 plus years of hard work, and you telling this man that he ain't gonna have no money to retire with, he ain't got no pension? You must have lost your mind. See, a lot of these workers are striking. A lot of these companies are breaking down. People are sick and tired of working, and the companies are taking the most and giving the actual people who push forth and keep the company afloat, who work hard, giving them the minimum or the bare minimum, if that at all. So I'm not mad at that. Monique, Countess Vaughn, and whoever else, get your money and protest for you to be paid fairly. All right, y'all, I'm out of here. Drop down in the comments and share your thoughts. I love you for watching. Talk to you later.